And we're live. Here we are. Yes. Back for another day. I'm super hyped to be here. Feeling a little bit more hyper than I have in the last couple days. Just wanted to give a big shout out to all the people who've been coming out to watch the live streams. I had uh, someone reach out yesterday or today that was just like such a powerful message of just like, like sometimes you're wondering like, why am I doing these things? And then these moments happen. And it was just such a beautiful thing that they reached out and just let me know that like it was really important for me to be doing what it is that I'm doing. So it was just such a great like push into the continuing in this direction to keep on doing these live streams, keep on connecting to people, shouting people out, and thanking them, and just being in gratitude, I guess, and just constantly like pushing myself. Some yesterday was a really hard one. As I had mentioned, I had just found out that I possibly might not be getting CERB, which is like 14K or something like that, and I was just like freaking out. And then I was like, my sister messaged me and she's like, "Hey, why aren't you on live stream? You're running a little late." And I was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like so flustered. And then right after that, it was all good because I was just like, you know what? I just got to jump in, do this, jump on this stream, and then just be able to talk some shit, And then, but today, I think we figured it all out, got it rolling, made some sense out of it all, and just was able to figure out what it is that we need to do, like all the documentation, that kind of stuff. My mom actually worked for Revenue Canada, so she like helped me out with it. And yeah, all that stress kind of like was alleviated just by like taking the steps. And it was like, oh, it was wrong. It was just a mistake. So that worked out really well. I was really happy about that. It got like really challenging, I think, at one point because I was, my emotions were getting the best of me. And I never want to feel like that. I don't want to feel like that anymore, where I'm like feeling as if I'm like overwhelmed and then I wasn't able to make good decisions in the moment. That was intense, being in that situation where you're like, okay, I feel this, and then you react instead of just responding, and that's a huge difference. Like if you're reacting in that moment, you're allowing like your emotions to this exact moment, and how am I able to like just choose the best thing that's going to be have the best result in that way. So there's a huge difference, and I've been able to see like a huge difference once, especially in situations where I was like, do you mind if I just like actually take some time to like reflect on this, figure this out, even sleep on it? Sometimes that's such like a good message. In movies they're always like, yo, sleep on it, and you're like, what does he mean by that? But that's what they mean. It's like sleep on it. Think about it a little bit, and that's challenging. So I think it's important though to make sure that I'm highlighting the fact that sometimes I get, I guess, like my inner child to a certain extent gets like so, he just wants like the result immediately, right? And a lot of it comes back down to patience as well, directly connecting with this. So it's like, yeah, it's just being patient and being able to take the day or whatever amount of time that you need to just like, yo, it's all good, be able to like totally be cool with that, just move forward with it, and you're gonna be totally fine. Don't worry about it, right? So a couple of things that I always love to do on these live streams has been obviously tell some great stories and stuff, be able to share a little bit about my life, have some of my philosophy ideas being shared as well, which is great. I also have some funny segments that I think are super enjoyable for me as well. I've been finding random like bags of clothes in my grandma's closet that they were going to donate. So I've just been going through that and finding random items. And like sometimes if they fit me, I'm going to try them on, and then I have some of my poems that they just like always fit the moment. So I've been feeling like I wanted to actually start with that today. So I'm actually going to go into my bag of poems here. So I've been doing this every day. It's like the National Poetry Month. There's just been random days that kind of like guide me of like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing today? So let's see. All right. Oh, interesting. This one is so romantic. I don't know if I should do this one. Okay, maybe I think this is the challenge of it. I think I should. I think I'm supposed to do this. Okay, I think I'm supposed to do this one. This one's okay. So day 11, National Poetry Month. These past couple weeks, I've had If the World Was Ending on repeat. pondering, reflecting, envisioning what would my actions be? Where would I go? So many questions mirrored with many answers. I would come hold you tight throughout the night. In the song, they say that they know they're not meant for each other, and it's fine. I always say no, thinking of you, knowing that would not be true. Everything we have been through, it's leading each step closer to what's rightful, insightful. The most telling moments of our lives still to come. I can hear the drums banging on beat movements of these beats. We've done so much already. Our paths continue to intertwine, a swish bucket, nothing but net, connected for life. We are the DNA strand that courses through our veins. I've known only loving you since we met. The rest of the time was tricking myself, pretending I was independent, better off. This watch clock moon pendant hangs on, jade orbiting, forfeiting control. I allow myself to listen to the universe. Moonlit walk across the skyline of Tune Moon. I'm thinking that I'm afraid to ask if you'd come over, right? Hanging on, such uncertainty, the very feeling that has contributed to my loneliness. This search, continued certainty is what I seek. The song, a duet. And I realize I haven't been listening to her part. JP coming in on the sax, I've listened to his part mostly, pulling it up. Again, ride by the coastly, the waves by moonlight shall guide us. Our fears should be irrelevant. But I'd listen. Tell me what you're going through. I'm tired of guessing what that must be like. We wouldn't have to say goodbye. We'll get to glide together infinite forever. This longing needs to be cut short as the song ends again, and I have to decide, do I want to go into feeling it all again? As the world falls apart, I'm realizing I am not feeling finally certain. As we pull the curtain, flirting with hurtin', I feel ready for you. All that comes along with our past, present continue. I don't need to ask if you'd come over, because I know I would come to you. Oh, man. Hello. Yeah, so that poem, that I just shared a poem, and that was like way more romantic than I was thinking that I was going to be going in. But I'm super cool with talking about that too. It was such an interesting idea of being able to listen to a song and just be able to like be pulled into it and then think about like our past. And if you out there listen to emo music, that's what it's like. You know, you get like pulled into it and you're like, whoa, I'm like in that moment again. And that's one of the things that's so powerful about like great music. It brings you to not only the time that the person who created it, but it's also for yourself. It's like, when I first heard this song, what was I like, who I was at that time, you know? That's like pretty crazy of that experience. So I always imagine that. I always think about like when I was this person, and I honestly believe the evolution and the change of like who we are as humans. We can look back to a person and be like, yo, that's a completely different person than I am now. But the thing is, there's value to that, because that shows you how much that we've actually changed. Like being like, whoa, look at who I was then, right? But also sometimes our past selves give us like messages or give us like presents or gifts, right? So that's what I've been doing. I've been going through these poems that I wrote in April for National Poetry Month, and they've always been like the exact poem that I needed to hear at this time, at the exact moment. And the one that I just read, it was like surprising, because I was like, whoa, that was like super romantic. But honestly, like I was thinking about who this poem was about today. I was actually supposed to go and see her next week, and I think I was supposed to like cancel it because my family's like super worried about COVID and stuff. And I was like, whoa, now I was just about to like contact them, and then this poem came up, and I was like, this is crazy. Like it always seems to be like that though. There's this word that I'm obsessed with. We talked about it yesterday, but it's serendipity. And it's the actual definition of it is the aptitude for making desirable discoveries by accident. And that to me is like literally the most beautiful possible experience. It's the idea that you're like creating the life that you have. Like you're strong enough and understanding enough, and you're observant enough to see the gifts, these random accidents and these things that are happening in your life, and they just show up, and you can notice them so that you could actually enjoy them and experience them and have that as a part of your life. And I think that's amazing. That's what I'm doing in my life constantly, is I'm just setting up serendipity. Like it's always being in different situations. You're like, how did I end up there? This, and then this, and then this, and then this had to happen for me to show up right there. And it's like, what? How did I end up in this situation with this person, or in this? Like that to me always blows my mind. And I'm always so excited about when that happens. And it's like crazy in that way. So I'm gonna actually, I feel like I'm supposed to share one more. Just like a um, random poem that I had written previously of that. There's one more I feel like I'm supposed to share. So let's see what that looks like here. Let's go with day 19. Let's see what that one is. Okay, here we go. This one, oh, this one's gonna be a little bit, this one's very different. Okay. Words racing, pause spacing, capture my own distracted attention. This demand for constant progression challenges acceptance, finding peace. There needs to be work put in, studying content, stagnancy, resent, pulling away from digression, walking towards investments, advancing personal conscience. How is the experience being processed? These stories are revealing character, ensuring we make use of our own plot, building tension until this climax, coming down moments we own, finding contentment in our choices, the falling action, the denouement, the final summary, the conclusion, reflective nature, contemplative fire, crackling, bursts of now, stick flips, wood logs in, each person's glow their own, where they came from, the wrinkles on their faces, fallen graces. All the places revealed, wind blows smoke towards wherever I sit. Coughing, gasping for air, becomes aware, realizations of breath, inhale, exhale. Blinded by romanticization, presentation, truth shall set me free from flow. Fee, fi, fo, fum, frankly formidable, honestly successful, finding frequency, vibrating at our peak velocity, ferocity, abilities, what we can do with passion, projecting light into darkness, showcasing the lives lived, gold given, continuing to create platforms, present happenings, push boundaries. Where can we go from here? The jumping off point, the leap of faith, fullness, contentment, absolute joy, consumed in ego, not able to see the weight lifted and gifted. The care package, share in greenery. 420 days help rearrange this stressful craze. What's left, take breath, inhale. Getting higher, receiving what's given. Unexpected kindness, the most beautiful of all. Giving up all. Picking up the call, ready, intently with purpose. The reason I'm here. The step by step becomes clear. Writing my heart is near. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I definitely feel like I needed this one too. A couple of the lines that really like stood out to me is like the idea of studying content, stagnancy, resent. So it's like making sure that like I'm taking the time to like put into what it is that I'm needing to do, or the creation of that, and that like pushes me to understand it better, you know. And finding that clarity as well is like something that I think I need, you know. I'm always you know, the stagnancy was like happening again and again, so I have to like, you know, not get overwhelmed and not just pull away, because that, and this goes into digression and like taking away, going backwards, and acknowledging that all the things that happened in the past and all the things that I'm preparing for the future, it's like finding that balance, like right in that like base mode, the strength that I'm having in that middle, that is exactly what it is that I'm seeking or what I'm looking for, you know? So that's like a really important thing. And I always appreciate that I get to talk about this stuff in here. Is like, I always get pulled like into my past, and then I'm always like getting pulled into like what I'm going to do in my future. And like, that's why people like continuously strive for meditative state, or like be present, to be able to like not get overwhelmed by either one of those ones. It's the constant push and pull of that as humans. It seems like we're so obsessed with not the present, right? Like we're just constantly pushing ourselves to like go back to our traumas and the things that we experienced in our past, and then we're getting pulled into, oh man, what are we supposed to do in the future? And then it's like, well, what's happening right now is showing you both of those things at the exact same time, because that's like when the past and the future are like colliding at this exact moment. And that's what's so crazy and beautiful about serendipity to me. You know, I love that concept because that's what it is. You really are able to have both sides of that. So that to me means everything in that way. So, oh, I also wanted to show this off. When I was in Dominican, with my sister and her new hubby, they actually bought me this shirt that says Dominican Solution. And it's so good because anytime that something was going on and we didn't have like the solution or the idea for it, Marbell, my sister's husband, was like, Oh no, no problem. Dominican solution, like everything that was happening. It's like we didn't have charcoal. Then he's like, oh no problem, Dominican solution. So he like waited on the road area there. Someone was going by on like a motorbike, and then he just like talked to the guy, and then the guy like helped them go and find people who had that, and then he came back with it, and then he was able to cook, but he cooked for like a bunch of people, and then because they all helped, and then it was like, oh, Dominican solution. It's like it's always so good that way. Just the idea is that there's always something that you can do. You just got to make it up in that way to a certain extent. You just got to work with what you got in that way. And I think that that's one of the biggest things about like finding that presence, is that presence is also accepting who you are at that exact moment. And that's like, to me, that's what we always tell kids. You're like telling a child, you're like, yo, just be you and just like be happy. But like kids have troubles with that because the future is just so grand to them, and like the present is like so overwhelming to them even too, right? And it's like they don't really have a past to like balance them out too. So it's like for kids, it's like you tell them, oh, it's all gonna, and then they just get like overwhelmed. They're like, oh my god, I like don't know what to do or whatever. And then you're just like, no, we are kids. We're just grown children, right? Like that's really what it is, who have all these problems and have these issues. And so to be able to like speak to ourselves like a kid and like really be seen, and like my opinion and your opinion, it all matters. Like we need to take the time to like listen to those things, because if everybody collectively gives their opinions, their ideas, sweet, and then from there, that's when we can just come up with the best solution. Why wouldn't we want that? And obviously emotions and traumas and like overwhelming things like happen, and it makes you feel that way, but man, we all got to like come together in that way to be able to find the best solutions for that. And that's something I truly believe. And it takes time, it takes energy, it takes a lot of patience, and it takes a lot of love too, and that's something that we can continue to nurture. But that true acceptance of ourselves, like that helps reflect with the other people that are around us. If I truly love myself and I am able to like be the best myself all the time, when I'm speaking and looking at another person, the reflection that they're seeing and me giving them time to like honor them as a person, they're going to feel more like valued and more valuable as a person. And that to me is like the whole goal. It's like if I'm working on myself and I'm doing the best I can, I'm surrounding myself with other people who can help me reflect that. And I'm not saying everybody has to be feeling this way and feel nurtured or honored all the time. It's like, no, that's totally fine, So I did want to say a big shout out to Alex for so he said, wow, you're right, or she said how you're right, or or actually whatever gender you may be. They might go by they, them. And so the whole idea is that like being able to like, when I was talking about the idea of music, for me, it's like a time portal into like who I was at the times, right? But now it's like I'm not wanting to escape to a time that I was previously. And that's what I'm honoring now. It's like the present. Like, what am I at this time? Who am I, and what it is that my experience as a human, that's what I'm honoring, and that's what I'm working on. And that to me is like the balance of the past and the future at that perfect time. And on that serious note, I am going to jump into one of my favorite segments of my daily vlogs, is the random items from my grandma's closet. So they were going to donate all of these. And then so there's like a giant bag of clothes. We're getting down to the bottom of this one. Giant bag of clothes that they were going to donate to. So let's see what we got here. What's the next one here? Okay, we got a vest. Got a Weatherlux made in England vest with Chinese writing. So that's definitely from Hong Kong of sorts. Okay, let's see if I fit into it. That's like half the fun. Do I fit in this? This one's pretty huge. Why is it so like, oh yeah, but I can't, there's no way I can, look at this. This is supposed to close. This is supposed to be, who is this thin that you can close this? This is actually, or is it inside out? Oh, it's inside out. That's why. Still not even close. Okay, there's one. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, yo, this is a skirt. That's what we got here. Got a skirt. Anybody out there want a skirt? The black skirt. A black skirt here. And no, I don't even think there's branding. I think they made this. It looks like a made skirt. Doesn't look like there's a brand on it. Okay. Got some jeans here. Oh, this one is beautiful. Look at this jacket. Look at this jacket here. What do we got here? Look at this. Okay, this one's going on for sure. Let's see. See if I fit this one. I think this one's gonna fit. I feel like a magician in this. What? This definitely fits. This definitely fits, and it feels good. Oh yeah, but they're always so short. Look, always so because they're not for me. This is definitely like a magician's jacket, or it looks like an inside-out magician's jacket. That's what that looks like. That one's pretty sweet. Okay, what else we got here? More pants. Oh, this shirt's pretty cool. Always with the shoulder pads too. I don't know if you guys remember these shoulder pads. You'd have shoulder pads on them. Then you like it boosts your shoulders. This is a nice black shirt. If anybody's looking for a black shirt, there you go. That's pretty sweet. And it is a Fulai shirt. Fulai. I don't know what that means. All right. Let's see. We got a Lacoste belt. Lacoste belt. This one's pretty cool. Lacoste belt. I had a pun actually for that. It was why does clothing with the little alligator Lacoste so much? Right. We got a Blue Notes small shirt. This one would never fit me. No idea whose Blue Notes shirt this is. Probably one of my cousins. And I think we got a bunch of random t-shirts now. These are all t-shirt ones. None of them really nice. None of them that nice. Yeah, I don't think these ones. Games night, the random games night one. This is all the bottom of the bag ones for sure. And then we got a pair of jeans. We got some Guess jeans. Anybody out there? Let's see, Rebel straight leg jeans. Oh, these are pretty sweet. I wonder what size they are. I could let you guys. 29. Anybody who is size 29 can get their butt into this. There's zero chance that I could get into this. It's like way too small for sure. And then I think that's the end of this bag. There's nothing else. Oh, this is hilarious. What did we just find? Why is this in my grandma's clothes? Is this flipped over? Is this flipped? Like, can you guys? I'm sure you can decipher what this is, even if it's backwards. Like, what? That is a hilarious shirt to find in here. Oh my god, that's a funny Christmas gift to give to somebody. Whoever my crush is on Christmas, I'll give them that one. Oh man, that was the most random last item. That's what I was talking about serendipity earlier. That is like so crazy. Oh man. Hey, Chrisia, what's up? I went to a Dominican trip and went ziplining and got to the top of the mountain. We had to go up a really bumpy road and they called it the Dominican massage. Yes, Dominican people have that mindset, right? They're so funny like that. Dominican solution. That's what they say for everything. I love that. And then the Dominican massage is like, that would be so crazy. Yeah, I didn't get to go ziplining, but I would love to go back there. That would be such a great experience. And my sister's husband is actually an entertainer as well. And oh, this is such a funny story. So I went to my mom was with my sister, and it was my sister was telling my mom about the Dominican man she had fallen in love for, and then she said. She tells her, hi mom, I actually like fell for somebody and I want to like go and be with him and he's from the Dominican. And then my sister was like trying to like imply, like he's from the Dominican. And then my mom was like, oh, okay. Like she's like trying to process it. And my sister's like, and then my mom was like, is he black? And my sister's like, yes, he is. Yeah. And then my mom's like, oh, okay. Is his mom black too? Like what? Yes, that's how it works, right? And then my mom was like, oh, okay, and she's like processing all this stuff, right? And then so my sister to like try and like make her like this is an uplifting thing that I'm gonna tell you now, she's like, oh, but like he's an entertainer like Anto. And then my mom, like at first, like after the first part, my mom was like, oh, like, like trying to like process it, but also like, the ingrained like intergenerational like racism. There was a certain like oh-ness to it, right? So then my sister was like, oh no, don't worry, like he's actually like an entertainer, just like Anto, like he makes people happy. And then my mom was like, oh, like, like way more like, oh, like double of that. So it was like such an interesting like experience of that. I was just like, what? Like, it was so crazy hearing that because basically what I'm saying is that the intergenerational racism was not as bad as the disappointment of my chosen craft of being an entertainer in this world. So that's like the whole I guess like that's the whole situation that was there. And but being in Dominican, man, like that was like the greatest. Like the people in Dominican are amazing. I actually went to a place uh, Barahona, and they had this beautiful jewel, like this type of stuff that they have there that's so special. Larimar, that's what it is, and it's like so beautiful, and it's usually for mothers actually. And yo, Chrissy, if you should definitely get your hands on some of this Larimar stuff. It's like so beautiful, and it's actually specifically to that area. You can't get it anywhere else, and it's like kind of like a beautiful. It's like it says it's a rare blue variety of silicate mineral pectolite. Oh, it's too technical. Its colors are white, light blue, green blue, and deep blue. Okay, tell me. That's not what I want to know. I want to like know like what does it mean? What's the experience of like you know what I mean? Like that type of shit. I'm not the technical type person. I'm like, okay, what is the use of it for your soul? What does it do? Like that's more like what I'm more interested in. So I'm looking that up right now. So it says its soft, soothing blues and calming turquoise is stop trying to sell me things, please. Is streaked with the white patterns that resemble sunlight dancing beneath the Caribbean waters. It brings the ancient wisdom of Atlantis and the healing power of dolphins to harmonize the body and soul. Okay, I think this one's too that way from too floaty for me. It's like the other side. It was like the first one was like this type of like pactolite is like this, and the other one's just like the dolphins feel this and they place it directly on top of the hole as they breathe out, and it's like all right, take it easy. I'm like somewhere in the middle of those two, right? Like it's the balance of that. But yeah, it's supposed to be really great for like motherly like love and care and that kind of stuff. It says it promotes clear and confident communication, and it is really great for postpartum depression and relaxes stress associated with new parenthood. Soothing water element stone, so it's like cools hot tempers and guides excessive passion into peace. I think we all need a little bit more of that in our lives. Cool passions into peace, like that's so valuable for us. Sometimes I get like I was saying earlier, I get overwhelmed with like emotion, and I think that like comes with just caring so much and like just like but this I need it to happen faster, so then it's just like okay, I need to like just breathe it out, just chill, like it's all gonna work out, don't worry about it, and that's like a really valuable part of my days now. It's just seeing the things that like really trigger me or like get me overwhelmed and like trying to figure out kind of like it's like a bit of like you're a detective, like an emotional detective, and you're like okay, what is it that I'm experiencing that like and I'm going through, and how I'm able to like overcome that or like at least like be present with it and be like why am I feeling this way or why am I feeling shitty. A lot of that part is like beautiful, so yes. So it's in 1974 on the coast of Barahona, Larimar was rediscovered on a beach, which led locals to believe the stone came from the sea. Founder Miguel took his daughter's name, Larissa, and the Spanish word for sea, and formed Larimar. Okay. Thank you for that info. That's very valuable and beautiful. Like, that's such a cool origin story. So, yeah, it's only out of that specific place, Barahona. I actually, when they would first say Barahona near me, I would just think that they're saying Verona for some reason. That's how new I was to like Spanish and like how they like spoke. And it was so cool, and like they rolled everything so beautifully that I just didn't hear it properly, and I just kept being like Verona. They're like, no, it is not at all like that. Yes, spiritual detective is a better name than trauma survivor. That is true, Chris. Yeah. I'm a spiritual detective, and it's just like no gun though. I don't know why I was doing this. No gun. You're just like kind of like you have like the you actually have the magnifying glass, you know, and getting in nice and close, being like, okay, what did you go through? How did you feel this way? Why are you experiencing this? Why are you crying in the middle of the day? Why do you need to go nap 4 times in a day? Like all of these things. Right now, though, I do think has to do with uh, the temperature changing and also like going into winter. Like the other day when it snowed, man, that was hard to get out of bed. I just felt so disconnected from like reality. I just felt like I was like floating. I don't know how else to explain it when I feel like I'm like watching myself just like do the action. I'm like standing there like brushing my teeth and I'm like not actually like there, you know, like that's what it felt like. And so that was important, I think, for me to like take the time to like be like, okay, there is something that's happening with like the changing of the seasons. And like it's also because last year was so like intense, you know. Yeah, dissociation, yeah, and it was super intense like last year for being like overwhelmed with like emotion throughout like the winter. And like honestly, I think that was the worst winter that I ever had. And I don't even know like how that, maybe it's because I was more aware of it. Previously I was just working, and also I was doing so much stand up at that point that I would just be out at shows, on the subway, on the streetcars, just going to shows, like, and just spending all my time just like hunting shows. And maybe I wasn't giving myself enough time to like reflect and like see that I was going through this. And so last year was like really challenging, but honestly, I came back out on the other side so much more like stronger, you know. And I really hope that for all of us for 2021, like that would be so beautiful if we're able to like come out on the other side and be like, yo, we learned so much, we grew so much, we went through this crazy year. But honestly, there was a lot of shedding of I would even say dead weight. That's like a good way of putting it. This last year, like in the summer, I usually work a lot of art fairs, making buttons and magnets and like, you know, pressing buttons, and it's really fun and I love it, and I love meeting the people and stuff like that. But like I had been doing it for like 4 or 5 years straight every summer, and then I also was hosting weddings for like 7 years. So every summer was just crazy. Like most of my money was made in the summers. And so it was so exhausting. I never got to like just enjoy it and just chill and and that's like this year I was able to actually, because all of the weddings got pushed back or pushed away, it was just like this weird it like freed me to a certain extent. It freed me from these like, I actually at the beginning of this summer I was like, I wonder if I'm gonna end up like this, before I found out about COVID, but it was like, am I actually gonna like quit doing weddings? Like, is that something that's even an option for me? And I was like, yeah, it was an option. I needed to think about that. And then this year, it was like a gift to a certain extent. It's like, I need to do the amount of weddings that I actually want to be doing, you know, hosting as many that actually is great for me. So it's really like challenging, I think, to notice these things, because it was a great source of income. I was practicing a lot of Cantonese. I was meeting a lot of cool people. Like it was good, but like it wasn't helping me get directed to what it is that my dharma is, you know. Like if you know what that means, it's like your true path, like what it is that you're supposed to be doing on this earth. And it was a great step in that direction, but it wasn't what I was truly, I feel, supposed to be doing. You know, there was a lot of like showmanship to it and a lot of like people pleasing. And I found that like that's not what I want to do anymore. I don't want to be a people pleaser, or as my friend calls it, a waffler. So a waffler is like a suck up, you know, like someone who just says what everybody's gonna like. But it's like what happened at when I was doing stand up at Absolute Comedy in Ottawa. For like 2 years straight, I was just doing race jokes about being Asian and like different Asian things or whatever. And then I was like so overwhelmed with like, this is all I got to do just to make it up there. It's really important for me to like just figure out like how to be able to please this audience and just be. And it's like, so at one point I ended up going on stage and I said, so I'm Asian. Oh, so I said, so I'm Chinese. And the entire audience, like people laughed so hard, and then they like did like applause like during this. And it was like, what? Like, I couldn't even believe it. And me, as the suck up I am, I just continued the story. Right? And then, oh, sorry, my jokes. And I just like kept going just so I could suck up to this audience. And it like I felt like I was like my soul was like leaving my body. Like the dissociation you were talking about, like that's what it felt like. Felt like I was Scrooge watching myself like just give away my soul, and that's like what it felt like, and it was not okay, you know. And so after that, I actually moved to Toronto, and I was looking for greener pastures, basically, right? I was just trying to figure out a better way to really connect to myself, and that's what I want. I don't want to have people like me anymore, which I had a lot of people in Ottawa. They liked what I was doing. I was doing like pretty decent. And then, but I needed to go and find a way to like love myself. And like, that's really, man, sometimes I say these things and it's so cheesy. And I just want to make fun of myself, you know, because I used to be a bully as well. So I used to like make fun of people who like were conscious and like talking about like growth and love and all this stuff. But like, it's so real to me now. It's like, being in this position to have felt what it's like to like really give love to myself and like care about like my own like progress, because I know how important it is, the people around me that I'm able to support and give love to because of all this work. It's like that's important to me. That means more to me than to be able to like have a bunch of people, like, you know, hundreds of people sometimes in an audience like you. It's like that's not the most important thing, you know. Like some of the comedians I respected the most were the ones that like cut the audience in half. Like half of the people loved them, half of the people like hated them, you know, but like they were memorable and people enjoyed that, you know. And so that was something that I learned a lot from. Comedy always guides me, you know, like comedy and poetry, like my art is one of the most powerful ways for me to like learn for myself and learn from the people around me and connect in that way. So but yesterday my sister Maggie, who just came into the room, she asked me to share the poem that I have actually written about my niece, Maddie. And so I actually am going to share that right now. I'm really excited for this. I always love reading this one. I still remember when the night that she was born, it was so funny. My dad and I were in the, like, I was in the waiting room basically area, and then my dad had taken off his shoes and he like was sleeping, and he like actually laid down on one of the benches, sleep with his shoes off, and it was just like can this guy get any more comfortable right now? Like it's like ridiculous. Like take it easy. You can't get this comforted in. And like that's what we were doing. And I really love that he put himself in that position to just enjoy yourself, Dad. You know. So big shout out to my dad, as well as it's my brother's birthday as well today, guys. So shout out to him. All right, so here we go. This one's called "Dancing Feet We Meet." This was for Maddie. I first held you in my arms. Your face was disgusted. I still knew we would be besties. Dancing feet we meet. Over and over. You are essence. Building, reflecting. The light from my eyes shining bright. Inner sight. Focused flight fluttering above. Butterflying, look inside, and I can see why you were brought into our lives. The challenges, the pains, overwhelming, developing, emerging from she, my sister, my kin, my spirit, supporting, offering, hands open, not scolding. You have been a blessing, ensuring we feel nourished. Never know the true impact, our job to remind you every day. The progress in age and experience, we reflect back to our time and remind our challenges, protect from unnecessary damage, allow you to enjoy everything that is meant for you. It's not up to me. I'm here to hold you up like I did today in my arms. Dancing feet we meet, jumping up and down, biting my finger and crying up a precipitation. I can't even imagine anything bad happening to you. Only deserves sweetness, but reality will set in a couple years down the road. I will be there too, enlightening the load, loving along with everything you're going through. Flourish friendship, take you out to celebrate and crossing legs to meditate, finding your center, your peace. This will help me reflect on my own needs. What I want best for you that I can give to me too. We deserve to be loved, nourished, respected. And you make it so easy. You giggle, screeching, tired, weeping, my mouth bleeping, mommy seeking. And that was just today. Cuddled close, feeling most, button grabbing, serendipity, soothed her soul. Says what I hope for you. Bountiful randomness brings solace, kindness finding, strength defining, clapping souls, dancing feet we meet, bouncing on beat. We are destined for so much more to come along together in this forever. Oh yeah, I love that one. So cute. Yeah. So I even earlier today, I was just like on the phone with her and just like hearing all the like the screeching and all the different noises she's making now. She's like growing up so much. It's just absolutely like so cute. And I just like love being able to be there for her, like seeing her grow and like that kind of stuff. I miss like holding her in my arms and like her running away and being so silly and being crazy and stuff like that. But I know that she's having a great time right now in Dominican solutioning. So okay, so I have been reading some of these poems that I wrote years ago and just basically laughing and reacting to them. So let me know if you guys like these ones that I've been finding. Um, okay, here we go. So I got a couple more of these ones, and then we're gonna close this off. All right. So Confucius say the Brazilian steakhouse for monkeys is the Copacabana. My God, that one was brutal. Like that was so hard to even say that. Copacabana. That one hurt. Okay. The balance between shows and personal life. Find the comedian. That was pretty decent actually. All right. A hiatus from Facebook is called a notification. No. All right. Hanging light jewelry are chandelierings. That one's pretty decent. Not bad, not bad. Okay. What are the chances I'm eating Greek food? I'm so lucky. That one is so bad. Oh my God, that was crazy bad. Okay. All right. If Sally had a million crystals, does that make her a billionaire? Like Billy Crystal? Yeah, that was the joke. Billy Crystal. Oh my God. And Sally, like from Harry Met Sally. Okay. Anyways, it's the worst when I explain it, and that like adds to the awfulness when they don't hit and stuff like that. Oh my God. Yeah. No. Yes. Copa banana. That's like hurting my brain. Okay, here we go. I'll do a couple more. Okay. Deep frying a smoking burrito is a chimichanga. That was okay. I think that's all right. Okay. The dad in American Pie wears Eugene Levi's. Eugene Levi? Oh God, that's no. Okay. Waxing is a ripoff. Yo, that one's clean. That one's a really clean one. All right, here we go. The laziest education establishment is Everest College. No. Oh, this one's great. Bugs Bunny boating. What's up, Doc? Another good one is this is just from memory, but it's like I convinced my friend to jump off into the water. It was peer pressure. Yo, that one's clean. That one's nice. Yes, Rip Everest. Remember those commercials? Those are the funniest. Yo, what do you do with your life? Sitting on your couch right now. You could be doing so much more with your life. You could be like me. It's just like, whoa, take it easy. What is this guy like? Trying to get money back from you. It's super intense, like screaming at the screen guy. It's like, wow. I love those commercials though. I always laugh. Those ones, and then my favorite was when it was back to back. That Everest College, and then back to back with like the really crazy the I'm Russell Oliver, I'm Cashman, oh yeah, like those back to back. I would die like every time. Just couldn't believe that was what was on like programming. Was like, I'm Russell Oliver. That guy got sued multiple times. He got sued for when he did the Lone Ranger, and then he also got sued when he dressed up like Superman. Those are like ridiculous. He like, yeah, clearly you're gonna get sued. You're trying to like sell products using these specific like characters that were made years ago, So that was pretty dumb of you. It's pretty stupid. Okay. I did say I was gonna do the last one, but I feel like I'm supposed to do one more. Oh, this is the cleanest and one of the best ones. It was just American Thanksgiving, so it's perfect. Here we go. Confucius say for the final time today. I was addicted to butterballs, but I quit cold turkey. That one is like that, like dad joke infinite. Like that one is one of my favorites of all time. So that is the last one of the joke segment there. It is awesome to be able to like do these every single day. I feel like today I was able to talk a lot about personal growth off the top and just like share some of the other segments that I've really been enjoying, especially like putting on some of the wonderful. Oh, I wanted to show you guys. You guys might not have seen. This is the last shirt that I randomly picked earlier. So for those people just joining me now, check out this hilarious shirt. This was in the bag. What? That is the most hilarious shirt. I can't believe that was like a real shirt that was in this bag of random clothes that people gave to my grandma, and then we were gonna donate. So, but yeah, that's such a funny ass shirt. Right? How crazy is that? That's an actual one. Oh my god, I'm totally gonna wear that. I'm gonna see how many like Chinese family events I could wear that to, and they won't know what it means. And I'll just like pull it. Oh my god, so funny. Anyways, okay, so that is going to be the end of today's segment. It was so wonderful to be here. I really enjoyed like laughing with you guys and learning and just like sharing all the things that I love about life, and so many words being shared. And big shout out again to my sister Maggie as well as Chrissia for joining me today, as well as earlier we had Alex come join as well. So just being able to see like faces that I know, it means a lot to me if you guys are coming to support watching these, and being able to just like continue to grow with me. That's what this is all about, being able to like share pieces of my art and then like grow together and learn. Like, right? Isn't that the best? Can we do anything more than that? Like, I love this shit, so this is one of my favorite things, is to be able to just like open myself up a bit. This is like the bridge, and I'm the troll under the bridge, like welcoming you to the other side of art and being like, yo, use this art to like help with your mental health, connect to yourself, grow, be here with me and be present and just like share this love. So yes, where is Annie? I missed you today. Maggie. All right, see you guys later. Thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow.